This is NRL on Fox, and we are just 2 days away from the 2009 final series getting underway, which will of course feature the Parramatta Eels, and their CEO Paul Osborne is with us tonight. Thanks for coming in, Paul.
No worries, was great.
Did you enjoy the Dally M's last night and Jared Hayne's success?
Yeah, great result for the club, and he's just a wonderful player, isn't he? And it's just amazing. I've been there for about 8 or 9 weeks, and I've been there watching that amazing role he got on, where he just won 6 man of the matches in a row, and great result for him, and really pleased.
Have you ever seen a run like that before from a player? I can't remember.
I remember Laurie doing it for 1 game, 2 games. But
now, Paul, I know you're very modest. Look, since you've been in charge at the Parramatta Eels, they've won plenty of games. Do you take all the credit for that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've only been to a couple of training sections.
That's right. But you've motivated them heavily.
Off-field influence is very important.
That's right.
How big's your chequebook now? You're going to have to find a little bit more for Jared Hayne. The longer the longer it takes for you to sign him up, he's worth more and more.
Yeah, look, I had a meeting with Wayne Beavis today actually, and I'm pretty relaxed about where it's all at. I doubt he'll be going anywhere else, but we've still got a few things to do. But very confident that he'll be in the blue and gold. I was going to say what did we play for?
94, not 89 though. No, it was 80. 94. We won the grand final. And Wiz.
What happened? What do they give you when you lose, Wiz? I know we get the gold ones.
They give you a silver one.
Okay.
I got two of them.
I'm pretty confident that hopefully we'll have Jared locked up for
How much pressure's on you with all the other young guys that you've got to sign too? You've got Tamata who coming.
Yeah, Tamata, obviously Daniel Mortimer's just been outstanding this year, hasn't he? He just came from nowhere, and a lovely kid, and comes from a great family. So I'm talking to his manager, Steve Gillis.
Steve Gillis,
yeah.
Steve Gillis.
He asked me to give him a rap. But so hopefully we can lock him up for a while, because we've got some good kids there, the Keating boys, and guys that I think are long-term players for Parramatta.
Before we talk about Eels and Dragons, of course, on Sunday, it was a remarkable late-season charge by Jared Hayne to win the Dally M. He was a little bit emotional after he was presented with the medal. Let's have a listen to see what he had to say when our reporter Trent Higgs caught up with him last night.
What does it mean to you to take out a prestigious award like this?
Yeah, words can't explain it. I'm just so overwhelmed, so humble for it. There's so many people I've got to thank. Everyone at Parramatta. Fiji World Cup was amazing, and it's really set me up, and I wouldn't be the person I am today without those boys. And special thanks to all the boys back in Fiji, Bulla, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
You're quite emotional about this. It obviously is just one of the highlights of your career so far.
It is. I think the way I was going last year, I was going the opposite direction. So to just do that 360 and 180, sorry, not 360. What am I saying? It's just been an emotional year, and it's just really caps it off, and I just words can't explain what I'm feeling right now.
In the back half of this year, you've almost been untouchable. What do you put your form down to?
Just keeping my faith, and just worrying about every game as it comes, and just not getting ahead of myself, and just playing footy and playing the best I can, and week in, week out, no matter where I've been playing, and so.
It's been a great charge to make the finals. How hard is it going to be on Sunday to beat the Dragons at Cogra, considering the way they beat you last Friday at the same place? Yeah,
it is. It's going to be like a David Goliath, battle. It's hardest game all year, and they're obviously got a lot of confidence beating us, and by a big margin at the exact same ground. So it's probably the biggest task in NRL at the moment to play there. So we just got to go in there with confidence, and that will to win.
Would you swap this medal for a premiership ring?
That's a tough one. I just won it. I just want to enjoy it, But I'm just too emotional now. This is the best thing that's ever happened to me. So yeah.
Congratulations. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Star.
He is pretty young still, and of course, who knows how many of those he might have. He might even join Andrew Johns, who's won 3, of course. Jonathan Thurston's won a couple of them. You can see, obviously, a few more in his career if he keeps playing the way he's been playing. We've spoken about Jared Hayne. What about the Dragons, of course? You came out after the announcement that the game would be played at Cogra and not the Sydney Football Stadium this weekend. It only seats 17,000, 18,000, full to bursting. 45,000 now is the capacity at the football stadium. I think most people, apart from Dragons fans, would love to see the game at the footy stadium.
Look, I think we just lost a great opportunity to showcase our game. Obviously, it's the Dragons' call, but I reckon with the two teams, with Parramatta and St George, we would have had 42,000 for the first round of the semis, and I just think we lost a great opportunity. And look, at the end of the day, I don't think it's a decision that should be left to the clubs, because I probably would have left our game out of Parramatta Stadium. I think it's the type of decision that the NRL needs to make and have the power to come in over the top and make a decision that's in the best interest of the game.
But the rules are set in place at the moment where if you finished in the top 4, you get the home final. And if I'm in charge, if I'm Peter Dowse at the Dragons, there's no way in the world I would move that game. Yet I'm sitting here as a supporter and I'd like to see it move to the Sydney Football Stadium. But if I'm in charge of the Dragons, it wouldn't be happening.
Yeah, but look, I love Cogger. I played 1,000 games there, but there's I think a third of the seats are seated. Majority's on the hill, and it seats 17,000. I think we've got about 22,000 at Parramatta Stadium, but I think we played in the most exciting game of footy about 3 weeks ago against the Tigers, where we had, I think it was 32 or 33,000 there. Benji was on fire, and Jared, we saw that chip kick from him, and it was a great atmosphere. Both sets of fans were there, and it was just a terrific advertisement for the game. And you guys were talking about it last night, I think. David was talking about. So
in our era, we never got to play home and away finals. We played at the footy stadium with the SCG. But Laurie, you did, and you were saying earlier it didn't really quite feel like a finals, even though you played at Canberra.
To me, the finals was always when, and I suppose being an out-of-town team as well, the finals to me was always when you played at the Sydney Football Stadium. It felt like you were playing in the big matches. A couple of times we had home semi-finals in Canberra, and it just felt as though the build-up was like a big home game for you. It didn't actually have that semi-final feel. I don't know whether the players are used to that now, having a home final, because they've played for a decade or so now with those rules in place. But for me, the spiritual home has always been the Sydney Football Stadium and ANZ Stadium.
We'll have more supporters there this week. Obviously, there's been with the semi-finals campaign, they open it up to season ticket holders and members. So there'll obviously be more blue and gold supporters there, and we've had an amazing response. We've started a campaign on our website to get people to register to become members, and we've had something like 3,000 in the last week or so. So, look, the response from Parramatta supporters has been terrific, and I just think though it would have been a great opportunity for us as a game to showcase what we had.